Hey guys, what is up? It is me, Pagey, here once again with another video on Supergirl Season 3. I feel like it's been, 3 months since I said that because, it has. And we're back with episode 14, otherwise entitled Shot Through the Heart. Didn't even know what the episode title was, but yeah, Shot Through the Heart was the episode title. But of course, before we get into the rest of the video, if you have not watched the episode, go watch it if you are interested in this, because spoilers. And if you continue on with the video, be sure to let me know in the comment section down below what was your favourite part of the episode, what didn't you like too much, just your general thoughts. And of course, if you're going to enjoy the video, be sure to drop a like on it and subscribe to the channel if you're new. So last episode, I can't remember what happened in the last episode, it was 3 months ago, so let's continue. So we start off the episode at karaoke night. Now, I don't think this was in any of the promo stuff, it was just like in the promo trailers and stuff. I think it was just in the images that we knew they were doing karaoke. And so they did karaoke. I have to give props to Kara, who did some Beastie Boys. Got to respect the Beastie Boys. And then we saw Marin, I think that's John's father's name. It's a weird name, so Marin, I'm going to call him, did some Elvis. So respect to Marin for pulling out the classics. Now, as I said, it's been around 3 months since the last episode. And they do say it's been 3 months in the show. They do say it's been 3 months, which is a bit inconsistent with some events. Now, I don't know if they were just referencing that because that's what it's been like in real time. It's been 3 months. But some other events that line up, such as some stuff with the Legion, Lena, and Lena and James, and mainly them, just doesn't line up with 3 months. So if it's real time, there's an issue there. But hopefully it was just a reference to the fact that the show's been gone for 3 months. But we'll have to wait and see. But essentially, the main storyline for this episode starts when we find out that Wynn's dad, who was also Winslow's shot, was actually found dead in prison. So Wynn's basically in a position where he's not sure how to feel about that, because you got to remember, look, his dad's a piece of crap. His dad's a piece of crap. You got to remember, it's still his dad. So Wynn's unsure how to feel really about that situation. So this episode was essentially laid out to be a very Wynn-centric episode, which for the most part it was. Big issues in the back half with it, but we'll jump into what those issues were when we get to that point in the episode. But I thought for the opening half of this episode, Wynn did a really good job. Or Jeremy Jordan did a very good job with the character of Wynn. It was his episode. I feel he was taken away from him a bit, but we'll get to that in a second. But this continues when we actually meet Wynn's mother, who's played by Laurie Metcalf, I think that's her name, who most famously plays Sheldon's mother on The Big Bang Theory. I'm pretty sure that's where a lot of people would know her from. But she was also in the Lady Bird, I think it was, the Oscar movie, and she was nominated for Best Supporting Actress, I think it was. So she's an Oscar nominee for this year, and she was in Supergirl, which is a pretty good grab. From what I know, she did the Supergirl because her daughter watches it, from what I know. I think that's what I've heard through different things. So her daughter watches the show, so she did the show. It's very similar to Goldberg, who did The Flash, because his son watches The Flash. So he did The Flash this season to sort of say, hey, look, your dad's on The Flash now. So I'm guessing Laurie Metcalf did the same for her daughter, saying, hey, look, I'm on Supergirl, that's pretty cool. Now, one of the other sub-stories for this episode revolved around Jean and his father. Now, Jean's father is essentially, has I guess the Martian version of Alzheimer's. Or maybe a combination of Alzheimer's and dementia, some sort of Martian disease. Not too sure if they actually give a name to it, but that's essentially what he's going through. Pretty rough, especially if you have someone in your life, or you've known someone in your life has gone through that. That would have been a pretty tough episode to watch just to relive that, but those were the signs of it. But we'll get more to that sub-story when we go on. But one of the things going into this episode was okay, Wynn's mother's coming into it, but where has she been? We knew all the stuff with Wynn's father from previous seasons, but essentially we find out that Wynn's father had threatened to kill Wynn if his mother tried to take him away and all of that. So essentially, his mother was put into a situation of just having to leave. That was her out. That's what she thought was the best way to go. But you got to put yourself in Wynn's shoes. He's a little kid at this stage. He had no one, and he needed his mother at that stage. So really, for Wynn's mother, you could understand why she did it, the mentality she was going through. But really, when it comes down to it, ditching your son when he's that young, there's really no excuse for it. So the acting in that scene where it all came out, I thought was really good between Jeremy Jordan and Laurie Metcalf, but mainly Jeremy Jordan. I think he really took the chance with this episode and what he was given. So I thought it was a really good moment. That scene in the DEO, I think it was in that training room of the DEO, I think they were. Anyway. Now, something we'd seen in the trailer was the flying monkeys, essentially like the Wizard of Oz stuff. They were pretty cool. I thought the CGI was okay for the opening part. I think for the next part was a bit weird. And the next part I had issues with as well because earlier on in the day, I don't like it when shows do this. They set them up. I understand why they do it, but I just don't like it when they do it. Like the scene, or a couple scenes before that, they sent everyone else home, just saying, "Oh, you can go out there and just do what you want." So essentially, at the DEO, there was just Supergirl, Win, and I think James was there as well. So there was no one at DEO to deal with the flying monkeys, just so they could be more of an issue. Not the biggest fan when shows do that, but that happens. So I guess that's just a very coincidental thing to happen. But essentially, we move into like the final fight, if you want to call it, between the DEO and Supergirl and stuff, and whoever is doing all this Toyman stuff. Like that was the whole thing. Is like, oh, is Toyman still alive? We actually find out that the person doing this is like a maintenance person that was at the penitentiary where Toyman was, and she's just like an obsessor of him essentially. I was trying to think at the top of my head. There's like a very similar thing that one of the other shows has done before, and I can't remember who it is. It's very like a Harley Quinn almost stuff, sort of thing, or like a trickster sort of thing as well. So they basically done that with Toyman. She was bad. I didn't like the actress. I thought she was just didn't work. And that whole thing just didn't work for me either. But essentially, we just saw Win's mum go off by herself, which I thought was weird because it's not like she hadn't been, close to Supergirl in this episode. They had like one or two conversations through this episode. I was thinking, why don't you just take Supergirl with you just to spec out the place and stuff? Or even just tell the DEO that you might have like an inkling of where this person is. It's not like she had a personal connection to this person, saying like it was her sister or a close friend or something that was obsessed with the Toyman. It's just some random person at the penitentiary. So why not just tell the DEO? Found that a bit weird, but we'll move on. But we do find out the secret that was revealed to Mon-El from Imra later on. It's actually that the third world killer, which we're yet to meet, which is Pestilence. I think we meet her next episode. I think. Anyway, we do find out that Pestilence in 1,000 years becomes Blight. Now, we heard Blight earlier on this season with the whole Legion thing. I'm not too sure what it is, to be completely honest, but then again, Supergirl's been gone for 3 months, so I've forgotten everything that's happened early this season. The only thing I can really remember from last episode is that Mon-El got his ass beaten. But yeah, so Pestilence in 1,000 years becomes Blight, and we're dealing with Pestilence next episode. I think just trying to deal with all of that. Now, as I was saying, the subplot with John and his dad was a very interesting one, and it really came to a head in that final dinner scene, I guess you could say, which was very quick. I was very surprised at how quick it was, because a scene like that you expect maybe a 3-minute scene, but it was like a minute. It cut off really abruptly, and it's like, oh, is there like a deleted scene? I have a feeling there's a deleted scene of about 30 seconds to a minute from that thing, leading into John coming into the bar later on. It was sort of weird. I don't know if I was the only one that felt that. It just cut off really strangely. But essentially, Marin's in next episode. We see him in the promo, but I'm guessing that's the last episode he's in. Maybe he dies. I don't know, but something's going on there. But it was a tough scene to watch between John and his father. And the cliffhanger, if you want to call it, is between Lena just on the phone with James saying, oh, I've just been really busy, like just don't have any time. No, it's not like our relationship just does not work at all, and it makes no sense why we're together. I've just been really busy. But yeah, they're on the phone, but we find out that Lena is actually with Rain, or Samantha. It's not Rain, I guess. It's Samantha in bed. And yeah, with some protection stuff around her. So that's all going to come to a head next episode. We did see in the promo. Next week looks really good. I must say, next week looks really good. And I'll get to why that's a very good thing because of this episode. But next week looks really good. I'm excited for it. And we're going to find more about Sam. Some stuff going on there with Rain. Trying to cure it, I guess. And then some stuff with Pestilence as well. So I'm looking forward to next week. Which is a good thing, I guess. One thing I do need to point out, did anyone else feel like Melissa Benoist or Supergirl or Kara's role in this episode was very small? I know it was meant to be a very Win episode, but it just felt like she wasn't in the episode that much, so I have a feeling she might have been doing the press for that Waco, like 6-part miniseries thing she was doing on TV. She might have been doing press for that at the time of shooting this episode, or episodes around this time. So that might have been the case, because it just felt like she just wasn't in this episode, even though the show is called Supergirl. I know it's a Win episode, but there should still be a decent amount of Supergirl for a show called Supergirl. But I don't know if I was the only one that noticed that, but let me know if you did as well. But overall, this episode, it was disappointing. I don't think you can't look at it any other way. This wasn't a good episode. It was just very... Like, the good part was definitely the John and I guess Alex involved in there and his father. That storyline was good. The rest was very average, if not below average. I found this episode very disappointing for a show that's been gone for 3 months. Like, really, this episode should have been the one we left on at the end, like 3 months ago, and the episode that we came back to should be the next episode. Because as I said, the promo for the episode looks good. It could be crap, but it looks good. Like, it looks like a pretty promo for what looks to be a decent episode, or if not a very good episode. This episode was disappointing. There was just a little bit like eye-rolling moments and stuff that just casually happened and very coincidentally happened, which I don't really like. As I've said on Supergirl this season, an episode without Rain is an episode not worth watching. And I felt it was the exact same this week. Rain is the most interesting part of this season. Not the World Killers, Rain. Rain is the most interesting part of this season. And I just feel like when she's not in an episode, even though she was in this episode, like, passed out for like 2 seconds, it's just not... It just feels like the season lacks without her. The story with her is really interesting, and I like the actress as well. Yeah, I don't know. I'm looking forward to next episode, but this episode just felt a bit disappointing. I wasn't going into the episode thinking it was going to be good, to be completely honest. But it was actually, I think I was a bit more disappointed than I thought I would be going in. So, I don't know if I'm just... you're going to say I'm a Supergirl hater or not. I really want to like the show. But as I said, I really like it when Rain's in there. Everything else, I'm not the biggest fan of. I feel like the Legion of Superhero stuff is basically wasted. Obviously, there's heaps of episodes to go, but at this moment, I think it's wasted. But yeah, we'll see how it goes for the rest of the season. But next episode looks pretty damn sweet. But thanks for watching, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you did, it'd be awesome if you could drop a like on it to show support. Let me know in the comment section down below what we thought of the episode. Did you like it? Not me, I guess, or did you have issues with it like I did? Just let me know in the comment section down below. And of course, if you are new to the channel, make sure to subscribe. I'll catch you later, guys, and goodbye.